Yes, it is I, Holly Cameron, and I'm in your phones, but I'm also making an appearance for True Heel Heat. I've been told it's a fantastic podcast. Why haven't you had me on it, huh? Where's my invitation? I think you guys need to feel the wrath. I'm at Comic-Con today, but I think we need to get some, some wrath in the show. So let me know.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hi, I'm the ballsy badass Shotzi Blackheart, and you're watching True Heel Heat.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube and Facebook for NJPW Super Junior Tag League 2025 preview, breaking down the latest tournament from New Japan Pro Wrestling, as it is the end of singles tournament season, and now we're into tag team tournament season for New Japan Pro Wrestling, starting off with the junior heavyweight division. And of course, to discuss that, I am joined by the MC of the past, present, and future of New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. It is your boy J-News. How are you feeling?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right here. Ready, willing, and able to break down this bracket of the Super Junior Tag League. I will come out and say Something that's probably not going to be liked very much, but I got to be real about it. This is probably the most lackluster bracket I've seen in quite some time.
I'm glad you said it. I'm
but-
glad you said it, sir,
but-
because I was gonna say that right off the rip. I was like, this is not that difficult for me because New Japan gave me not too many options to choose from.
Right, and for all intents and purposes, I guess I understand, right? If we're not being funny about it or tongue in cheek about it, I get it, right? Like the money's not there, they can't pay certain talents, people don't want to go to Japan, yada 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 yada. But damn, man, when you have to resort to having a tag team of Hiromu and Gato as a part of the Super Junior Tag League, we've done a disservice to the wrestling fandom of New Japan.
Yeah. The fact that you gave us, this showcase of Teton,
right?
He just
right
he went crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, he went crazy in Ryogoku, and then he's not in this tournament.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you put him on that show then?
Yeah, it didn't make much sense from a timing standpoint. We're also getting is Daiki Nagai and who else? Who's Daiki?
Connors.
Yeah, that I thought was a little like what do
the
we
fact
do?
You got a young lion in this tournament,
Yeah.
that says a lot to where New Japan is at talent wise, money wise, in regards to just the junior heavyweight division in general, as well as where they're at as overall, where they're at business wise. So yeah, we're gonna talk all about it. We're gonna talk about the teams. We're gonna break down the first night of matches, which will be tomorrow morning for us in the States. If you're Eastern time, like very early in the morning, as usual with New Japan Pro Wrestling shows. But the tournaments kind of start at a reasonable time, like usually at 5 a.m. Eastern. But yeah, we're gonna break down the first day, which is tomorrow. And we're going to give you our predictions for who's going to make the finals and who is going to win the tournament. But of course, we appreciate y'all for joining us live for that. We appreciate y'all for watching us on demand as well. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. That helps out the YouTube algorithms oh so much. You can help this share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. You can also hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. If you are a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling or just want to stay up to date with New Japan Pro Wrestling, True Heel Heat should be a channel that you should subscribe to. We're always talking about the major New Japan shows and tournaments with previews and reviews of all the tournaments and big shows from New Japan Pro Wrestling throughout the year. So hit the subscribe button and you can check out the playlist for everything else that New Japan has done in 2025. And of course, if you're watching us on demand, sound off in the comments down below. We want to know your predictions for the Super Junior Tag League tournament. And of course, if you're with us live, you can also sound off there. You can interact with us, give us your thoughts on the state of the junior heavyweight division and New Japan Pro Wrestling overall heading into this year's tournament. You can sound off with that in the live chat. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always appreciate the support. J-News, as always, with the previews, you kind of gave us kind of your overall thoughts. And I tend to agree with you. This is one of the weaker fields of, I would say, like Super Junior Tag League. And we've been previewing this tournament the last couple of years. But I would say, like any tournament that we've previewed, this might be the weakest field.
It's yeah, this one's been this. It was tough to stomach when I saw the breakdown earlier in the week, and you want to support your favorite brands and your favorite promotions and stuff like that. And I'm going to watch the Super Junior tournament for all intents and purposes to see as to what the talent that's in the tournament can turn out. But I'm just not sure where they go from here going into next year. Like, what's New Japan's plan? And things of that nature. They need to, maybe more tag teams, maybe, more cross-promotional stuff. I don't know, man. But like it's just not what I thought it would be necessarily. even just thinking about particular tag teams in other promotions, like Ref Pro has good junior tag teams. They didn't bring any of them over this year like they did last year. I'm not sure what's going on with Leo Rush and Action Andretti. I see that Leo's working, but Action's not. Just on singles singles sides of things. So I'm not too sure if crew's the thing anymore. So there's that thing. And just other tag teams in general and stuff like that that could have been working the Super Junior tournament. I mean, I understand that that Jet Speed's in storyline over on AEW, so usage things, whatever. But damn, man,
I think there was an opening to do, like you said, crew, or even like a top flight, or even like a private party. Like if you're still under contract, like why not use them and have them actually be able to wrestle? Because we haven't seen them wrestle since they did like an independent show earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so yeah, get them some reps. You could have put them in the tournament, could have put the top flight in the tournament, could have put crew in the tournament. So like, and it's not a thing of, oh, these guys are occupied. They ain't doing nothing in AEW.
Yeah.
These are all teams that ain't been doing nothing for months.
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's just, it's weird. Jesus, I mean, you have your cross Japan promotional thing going, like even an All Japan junior tag team, Noah junior tag team, if you wanted to do it that way, just for differentiation standpoint and stuff like that. But it's it's definitely a weak bracket. I will discuss as for day one and what our predictions are going to be. But there's only two clear cut choices at the end of the day. So.
Let me see who would be the. I'm trying to figure out who would be the other choice. I say there are. There's two candidates to win, right. And I think there's a dark horse.
Okay, fair.
I think you could say it's a dark horse because of one of the members, but the fact that we have two House of Torture teams in the field is disgusting.
Absolutely. I just don't know.
And if you're gonna combine War Dogs and unaffiliated.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we do Hiromu and Clark Connors and just give us one dummy team to for everybody to beat in the tournament with Dake Nakai and Gato? Why does it have to be one good person with one person who is just there to take the pinfall?
Yeah, it's. I feel like that was put together last minute. That's really what that was. Maybe there were some cancellations for the tour. I don't know at the end of the day, but it just does not. It doesn't give me about a confidence going into the Super Junior Tag League this year specifically. So, let's get into it. Let's see as to what the bracket looks like.
So as we always do, 0 to 10. Where you at? Where you at?
I'm going to use the term mid in the way it should be used. We're talking about 1 to 10. Middle of the pack is a 5. That is where I'm at. So yeah,
I am below mid and I will say 4.
Okay, fair enough.
But yes, let's talk about the tournament. We got the block set up here. We got in the A block. You can see up top here, starting from the top, Rasuke Taguchi and Dragon Daya, better known as Skateboard Bros, will be back in the tournament this year. We'll see how they fare, and they have some experience in the Super Junior Tag League from last year. Then you have Yo and Master Wato, which is one of the newest teams in the tournament here. They have formed their tag team over the last couple of months. They vied for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships on a few occasions, coming close and actually winning the gold. They won the gold in the fall earlier this year, actually, before losing them to the House of Torture, who are the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Then you got the aforementioned War Dogs unaffiliated War Dogs. You have Hiromu Takahashi teaming up with Gato, Gato making his return to the Super Junior Tag League. Hiromu, who has had tag team partners such as Teton, Shingo. I didn't know Shingo was Bushi's partner. So he's had Bushi, he's had Teton, and now he has Gato. He seems to be going down the scale from Teton. Then you have below the first unaffiliated War Dogs. We have a second unaffiliated War Dogs, as we have Clark Connors teaming up with Young Lion Dake Nagai. Dake Nagai has been a standout from the current crop of Young Lions, and he's officially a member of Unaffiliated, or was inducted into Unaffiliated by Yota Tsuji, Hiromu Takahashi, and Shingo Takagi. And of course, we saw at NJPW King of Pro Wrestling, Unaffiliated and the War Dogs came together. So Clark Connors, who is now in the junior heavyweight division without Drilla Maloney, who moved up to the heavyweight division, so we don't have their duo, he now will team with Dake Nagai of Unaffiliated for our second Unaffiliated War Dogs duo. Then we got 5th team in the A block, United Empire. I'm so not used to calling these two United Empire because I've never seen these two really team up together, but we're going to see it here as we have CMLL's Templario teaming up with Jacob Austin Young. This would usually, of course, be TJP teaming up with Templario, who I believe are still the NJPW Strong Tag Team Champions. I mean, unfortunately, there was some news this week that half of those champions was a guest coach at the WWE Performance Center, that being TJP. So he definitely wouldn't be in this tournament. He definitely wouldn't be in Japan. It is JAY, the Young Lion of the United Empire, teaming with Templario here, one half of the Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions. And then finally, our final team of the A block, the reigning IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Doki and Sho, the House of Torture. House of Torture, this is the first time Doki and Sho will be teaming up with each other, but Sho is a multiple-time winner of the Super Junior Tag League tournament, alongside Yo, who is also in this side of the tournament in the A block, so it should be interesting when those two face off with one another in the tournament this year. But that's the A block. It's not a lot of good in this A block.
Yeah, man. It's you mentioned the United Empire team there. I'm not sure what the hell's going on over at the United Empire right now.
They're on life support, and they've been on life support for months. That I think that New Japan should just pull the plug.
I don't disagree, but it's do they get bottlenecked into the unaffiliated? Do members just splinter off into different existing factions and stuff like that? It's just
I can see Great Okan becoming the spokesperson for Hontai.
Yeah, I think he should be Yano's second at the end of the day, because that's where he belongs at this point, and for all intents and purposes,
they're going to be the greatest comedy tag team of all time,
ever of all time in Japan. Absolutely. I have high hopes for Callum Newman. I just don't know where he goes from here necessarily. Akira's injured, so he had elbow surgery recently, so he's on the sidelines for the time being. He's getting better and things of that nature, so hopefully we'll see him back soon. But he's another guy, right, that he's without a tag team partner as well. Catch 2-2 is no longer going to be a thing if TJP keeps on going where he's going. No, not TJP. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying, to earn yourself a freaking living at the end of the day. But there could be a world later down the road where we see Akira and Templario team together, which I think would be interesting.
Yeah. I think that would have been the case in this year's tournament if not for Akira's injury.
Exactly. So there's that for them. The unaffiliated guys need to get it together over there. They need a plan as to where they want to go with certain things. I wouldn't have minded Hiromu and Daiki Nagai together just to represent the unaffiliated as a team. I understand that the War Dogs and the unaffiliated have negotiated a truce, but we didn't have to go this early into the whole,
Yeah, it was a little too soon.
Yeah, mixing of all things. But from this side, the stronger teams are obviously the champions. With Sho and Doki, obviously, one of the I never picked the champions to win, because that's just not the trend in recent memory with New Japan.
Not this decade.
Yeah. So Yo and Wato are strong for me. They're one of my top 2 teams.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure didn't Roppongi 3K win one time as IWGP Tag Team Champions?
Well, but was that within the last decade or so? Because it's been a while.
It was. I think it was.
That's fair.
I think it was like the late 2010s, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's 2025, man. So if it was the late 2010s, we might be over the decade. Okay, this for. But yeah, I feel like Yo and Wato are strong out of this block. That's just my overall pick on this side. They'll probably end up in their block final against. On this side, that's my way of seeing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Wato and Yo on this side of the bracket. It just makes sense, them being the former champions, losing the titles very recently to House of Torture at that horrendous Dominion show in June, and they need to rebound and get some momentum. And we've seen in the past both Wato and Yo deliver in junior tournaments. Like absolutely, both of them deliver
so
5-star.
I'm with
effort.
Those guys to come. They're my pick out of the block.
Yeah, they're my pick as well. I'm going with Wato and Yo to pick up the win for the A block side of things. I think you are. I'm not sure if it's me or not, or the chat can let me know, but I think it is. I think you're freezing a bit.
Over the last week, I've tried 3 different browsers with StreamYard. It's a StreamYard thing at this point. I have 2 gig internet service.
You're good now.
So it's like I don't know.
It happens. It happens from time to time on StreamYard. But we do have some comments in the chat here. We got Brandon Brown taking the mantle of Zach Minger and let us know all the days that today is. He tells us that it's Happy National Tavern Style Pizza Day. Mm-hmm. He said it's National Make a Dogs Day and National Color Day. He says it is also National Nut Day.
Even though I haven't eaten a slice of pizza in a little bit over a decade, I'm gonna go and side on the National Tavern Style Pizza Day. I have an affinity for tavern style / deep dish pizza. When I used to eat it, when we traveled to Chicago in 2018, that was one of the only things I wanted to do. That was the last slice of actual pizza I ate.
One of the only things I do whenever I go to Chicago is get deep dish now.
Yeah, so there's that. But National Color Day is an interesting bit of information. But hey, it works.
Triple H must hate today. We got here in the chat, we got Greg Carter II, who says, "I'm so confused by some of these teams." Now you know how me and J-News felt as we were getting ready for this preview.
You're not the only one, brother. It's tough, because it's like folks are, how people can drive to the extremes when it comes to certain things, and it's like, oh, New Japan's back in the dark days, and it's like we're not, but it's like with certain divisions, they haven't, paid much attention to it per se, or make it as important, and it just screams that way here with the Super Junior Tag League. So there's that portion of it.
Yeah, agreed. So let's talk about the B block side now, B block of things. We have over here on the B block, starting up top, we have the ace, the current ace of the junior heavyweight division, El Desperado, teaming up with Kukai. Kukai, I believe, is he a trainee of Desperado, or they trained at the same gym? What is like the backstory with these two?
So Kukai he has spent some time in Mexico, from my understanding. So they have they have a kinship because their roads are very similar, right? But I'm not too sure if they've trained in the same gym or dojos. They probably do, but like it's similar roads career wise between Despy and Kukai. That's been my understanding so far.
Yeah. So we're gonna get a look at someone new in Kukai here, teaming up with El Desperado. Then you got starting up from the top here, it's going over to the B block. You have underneath El Desperado and Kukai, you have Tiger Mask and Yamata. I have not seen Yamata on like a major card outside of like Dragon Gate in like years. Like I remember seeing him when Dragon Gate had their working relationship with Ring of Honor, and he's a very charismatic, a guy that kind of stands out from the pack from the other Dragon Gate talent. He has a unique look to him, a former Dragon Gate Open the Gate champion, Dream Gate champion as well, and teaming up with the veteran Tiger Mask, who will be in I would suppose or assume this is his last Super Junior tag league here.
Yeah, I mean, I was under the understanding that Tiger Mask was retiring within the next calendar year. So this should be his last Super Junior tournament. It's been a while since I have ventured into the world of Yamato. It's interesting to see him here. I only have watched Yamato matches from clips through YouTube and the internet. I missed a lot of what was going on in the rising independent scene in the US and Japan in the mid aughts and late 2010s or early 2010s, should I say. So I missed a lot of his stuff. But I found it odd that it wasn't Yamato and Dragon Kid pairing together in this Super Junior.
But hey, that was perfect.
That's just me though, right? At the end of the day, so there's that portion of it. But hey, I'll be tuning in just to watch actual full matches of him instead of clips, to see as to what it is that he still got left in the tank and things of that nature. So this is going to be interesting.
Then we got underneath Yamato and Tiger Mask, you have Kushida, who's going to be teaming up with Yuki Yoshihaka. I think I'm saying
Yoshioka. Yeah, I don't know. Is he the Dragon Gate Kid?
I'm gonna look this up very shortly. But what do you think about your boy? You're always calling for Kushida. I think the consistent theme of any time we talk about a junior heavyweight division or junior heavyweight tournament, you're always bringing up you want more for Kushida.
I want more Kushida, man, because they did him wrong over in freaking WWE/NXT. I wanted him to get more exposure. I understand he liked his stay in the US and all that jazz, and he does the part-time work in Japan now. So this is going to be interesting. Obviously, no Kevin Knight anymore for him to tag with. Yes. So it's now Yoshioka here, who I don't have any.
Who is from Dragon Gate?
He's from Dragon Gate. Okay. So look, at the end of the day, the Dragon Gate school always trains tremendous wrestlers. So I just have a feeling of, let me just wait and see as to what this tag team can look like. And hopefully Yoshioka impresses here, which I don't doubt that he will, because I don't know, outside of Shun Skywalker, I don't know anyone in Dragon Gate who's never not impressed me per se. So there's that.
He said he just shitted on Shun Skywalker. That's awesome. Then you got underneath Kushida and Yoshihako. You have the team of Robbie Eagles, Kosei Fujita. Yes, the Ichiban Sweet Boys of TMDK, the reigning champions, going into this year's Super Junior Tag League tournament. They won last year's tournament in impressive fashion. In 2024, they look to repeat and to pull off the first ever three-peat for Fujita, who will try to win 3 straight junior heavyweight tournaments, having won last year's Super Junior Tag League, having won this year's Best of Super Juniors tournament. Fujita can make history, winning 3 straight with Robbie Eagles here, so that should be interesting. And then finishing off this side of the block, you have underneath Ichiban Sweet Boys, you have the Bullet Club War Dogs, Taiji Ishimori and Robbie X. They made their debut as a duo last year in the Super Junior Tag League tournament, had an impressive showing there. And then finally, to finish off the block, finish off the block in impressive fashion, as we have Whiskey Dick, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Dick Togo. Yes, Whiskey Dick. Get it trending, y'all. Hashtag it. We want it trending tomorrow during opening night of Super Junior Tag League. Put it in the live chat if you're watching right now. Put it in the comment section if you're watching on demand. Whiskey Dick. Whiskey Dick.
Yeah.
What do you think about Whiskey Dick and the rest of the B block?
Oh man. I guess the vets still get their shot to shine here. Dick Togo and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, for those who don't know, at the end of the day, we get it. They're part of the House of Torture, but generally in the grand scheme of things, in the history of professional wrestling over in Japan, Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Dick Togo are very highly regarded and respected Super Junior former champions across the board for many different promotions, and they have great legacies in Japan. To see them tag here is interesting. Obviously, I feel because of their House of Torture connection, they are more or less just there to take a lot of losses in this side of the bracket. But we'll see, their usual shenanigans and stuff like that. I will say that the 2 stronger teams on this side were back to back on the bracket here. Obviously, it's the Ichiban Sweet Boys of Robbie Eagles and Fujita, and then Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori, because they impressed the hell out of me last year as a tag team.
They're my dark horse. They're my dark horse for this year.
So I feel like they'll be in their block finals. But I'm going to go with the Ichiban Sweet Boys on this side for this block B. So, or block A.
This block B.
Block B. Yeah. So I'll go with the Ichiban Sweet Boys here for the block. But for the block finals themselves, it should be the Ichiban Sweet Boys versus the War Dogs.
Yeah, for the block final for A block, I would say it would come down to Wato and Yo and the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion Show and Doki. And then for the B block, it would come down to Ichiban Sweet Boys and the War Dogs there. But in the end, I think, Fujita and Eagles are they're just the best team on this side of the block. They may be the best team in the entire tournament, maybe the best team in the entire company, including the heavyweight division. That's how good the Ichiban Sweet Boys have proven to be, and especially with their performance in last year's tournament, where they not only won the tournament, but were really the MVPs of the tournament, being a part of a lot of the great matches that we saw last year. I expect them to do a lot of the same. I can't wait for them to face Yuki and Kushida. I can't wait to see them against Despy and Kukai. Can't wait to see them against the Bullet Club War Dogs. So they got some interesting matchups on this side of the bracket. I'm not excited to see them versus Whiskey Dick. Just want to make that clear. But yes, I think it's got a couple of exciting matches on this side of the bracket, and I expect them to make it to the finals. So it seems that we both have the same finals of Ichiban Sweet Boys versus Wato and Yo. We spoiled it. We kind of teased it at the beginning of the preview here. It seems like that is the obvious choice. Those are the 2 best teams in this tournament. But because we are saying this, and because we're predicting it, and because it looks so obvious, I have no faith that this is going to happen.
What can I say? I understand where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. Right, that the faith in Gato and the booking committee over in New Japan is just, there's no faith, right? And to believe that they'll do the right thing, or not even the right thing, the logical thing, the prudent thing in this case. Damn, the expectations are so low. You know what I'm saying? And that sucks. Your dark horse team is the Bullet Club War Dogs of Ishimori and Robbie X. I will second you in that, but also throw in Despy and Kukai. I feel like those guys are probably going to have a strong showing because of their kinship and things of that nature, and how Despy brought Kukai over to New Japan and things of that nature, wanting to prove a point. So I'll have them as standouts as well out of the Super Junior tag tournament. For the finals here, yeah, man. So it was Yo and Wato that lost the belts to the House of Torture, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be the Ichiban Sweet Boys, man. It's got to be. At the end of the day,
I put the question in the headline, but it seems like that is the only path forward for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like Wato and Yo, I would love for them to win the tournament, and I think it would be a nice little kind of nice little milestone for Wato since his injury, kind of the first big tournament that he's won since returning from injury and stuff like that. And I would suspect them to win the tag team titles back, but it's not about the tag team titles for Wato and Yo. We're all waiting for them to win the main junior heavyweight title, not the tag team titles. We've seen them both with the tag team title, including a reign this year. We've seen them with the titles this year. So yeah, let's see TMDK get the win back against Wato and Yo, who beat them for the championships or in the spring. Let them get their win back in the final. They win the Super Junior Tag League for the second straight year.
Yeah, I'm with that. There's just not much around it as to who the Super Junior Tag Team. I guess it'll end up being the Sweet Boys versus the House of Torture at Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yeah, that would be the match.
That would be the match. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So what would you do? Wait, but they got to get this junior heavyweight title off of Doki. Then they either got to get if this tournament is determining that's going to be the matchup for, or the finals is going to be at what's it called, the homecoming show, the Tanahashi homecoming show. So they're going to have that there. They're going to have the finals there.
Yeah, see? Gifu is the name of the city, I think.
Yeah. That's the name of the city. Mm-hmm. So they're doing the finals there. You have them win. That sets up the Wrestle Kingdom tag team title matchup. But I would say that you need like a junior heavyweight title match on that show to take the title off of Doki. Was Doki going to wrestle twice? He went from wrestling for 3 minutes and getting injured last year to wrestling twice in the Tokyo Dome next year.
Is there no other show before? You could do Doki, a small Doki storyline for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship going into a regular tag league, and maybe have him drop the belt during the finals or whatever the case is there, and then still have him go as tag champ into Wrestle Kingdom. Something either or.
They're just muddying up this whole division by having Doki of all the people to be a double champion. Like, we never had this complaint back in like 2020 when Robbie Eagles was both the junior champion and the junior tag team champion, because Robbie Eagles can have good matches with either title. Doki has that albatross of the House of Torture,
right?
Because if this was Doki from last year, I'd be like, I'd be loving this. I'd be like, great time. Doki has all the gold. We're making him into a star. This is great, but
yeah, I feel they'll probably do one of those two things. They'll have Doki defend the junior heavyweight, the individual junior heavyweight championship at tag league finals against whomever they want to put him up against, and he'll drop it there. Or they'll have the tag match between the House of Torture and the Ichiban Sweet Boys at tag league finals. Have the Ichiban Sweet Boys win the championships there. They'll probably go on to face, or they can go on to face Wato and Yo at Wrestle Kingdom.
I would suspect Wato or Yo would be the one you would have,
but in the individual
title from Doki.
It's all fucked up. It's all fucked up money, dude.
I would do TMDK wins the tournament, they win the titles, and if you're gonna give them a different challenger at Wrestle Kingdom, it would make sense for it to be Bullet Club War Dogs, Taiji Ishimori, and Robbie X. Like, they beat them in the tournament, and that just makes the matchup for Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. That would do it. But yeah, either or way, like Doki's got to drop one. Doki's got to drop one of them before Wrestle Kingdom comes to play.
He's like,
So,
sooner rather than later, you got to give it up, sir. We have enough of this. All right, but we got the start of the tournament is on October 23rd, which is tomorrow, and the end of the tournament, like we said, the block play, it ends on October 30th, and then the finals matchup will be at Homecoming, which will be on November 2nd. So it's going to be joining the card that features Suji defending the Global Heavyweight Championship against Tanahashi. You also have the big Takeshita versus Goto IWGP World Heavyweight Championship matchup. And we're probably going to get like the bigger matchups for Wrestle Kingdom made on that card. So should be interesting. And that's why I figured that they're probably going to make the junior heavyweight tag team title match for Wrestle Kingdom, because that's usually how it works with this. But
yeah.
Like we've established, they've made a mess of this junior heavyweight division, so we're kind of confused. Absolutely. Then finally, we got day one, like we said before, October 23rd is going to be tomorrow. I believe, what is the location here? Let me double check this. What is the location for the opening of Super Junior Tag League? It is in Kurgan Hall, so it's definitely going to be a hot show to start things off, because Kurgan Hall is always the hottest crowd in Japan. And you got a couple of preliminary matches we have one preliminary matches, and then the rest are going to be tournament matches on this show, as both the A block and B block will be competing on tomorrow's show. But the preliminary matchup will feature some build-up for the Tanahashi versus Suji Global Heavyweight Championship matchup, as Suji will team with his unaffiliated stablemate Shingo Takagi to verse Hiroshi Tanahashi and Morishima. Who you got here?
Man, I've got the unaffiliated boys, because Morishima's there to take the pin at the end of the day. So
yeah, I don't even know why you took so long to answer that. It's unaffiliated, of course. Like, Morishima's there. That's the thing with New Japan matches. You just have to look at who's gonna get pinned. And this is a good question here for our first tournament matchup. Who's gonna get pinned out of our unaffiliated War Dogs tag teams, as they will face in the first match of the tournament? It's going to be Hiromu Takahashi and Gato versus Clark Connors and Dake Nagai. Who you got?
Wait, what? Am I looking at the wrong thing? No, you're right. You're right.
Clark Connors and Dake Nagai.
Yeah. Because this is the fourth in the schedule. This is the fourth match. So, anyways.
Oh, well, yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Well, I put it in wrong order. Go ahead.
But I would say, because Gato or Nagai can take the pin here, and being that I'm just doing the process of elimination here. Being that Hiromu does have a championship elsewhere, I would say Dake Nagai takes the pin, and Gato and Takahashi win the match there. That's my logic.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna go with Hiromu and Gato for the win, because I feel like young lion getting pinned supersedes old guy getting pinned.
Yeah, sure, that works.
Then in the actual first match of the official tournament underway, you got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the House of Torture, Doki and Sho, facing United Empire's Templario and Jacob Austin Young. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the champs reluctantly here. Unfortunately, the JAY, he'll take the pin here in this particular match against the champs.
Yeah, JAY is taking the loss here. The champs are gonna win in the first matchup. Then you got up next from what block are they in? Oh, this is from the B block. From B block action, you got the Bullet Club War Dogs facing the House of Torture. So the rivalry has been renewed, as it's going to be Taiji Ishimori and Robbie X versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Dick Togo, Whiskey Dick. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the War Dogs here. They're a younger team, just by general age in general. And they tag more often than Dick Togo and Kanemaru do. So I'm going to take the War Dogs over Whiskey Dick.
They can actually get it up, which is what you're trying to tell me. Then you got up next. You got did we already do it? No, we didn't do this one. Well, I think this is ahead, but and then we'll just talk about this one next. You got Skateboard Bros, Ryusuke Taguchi and Dragon Daya versus Yo and Master Wato. Who you got?
Oh man. I thought we were bringing back Team 619 by 69 by the way, and you know, Taguchi 69. I thought we were bringing that team back, and that hasn't really necessarily happened as of yet. But I would take Wato and Yo here for the win. They'll probably end up pinning Dragon Diet. Yeah, that's my pick.
We're gonna get Team 609 lore in this matchup. It's
absolutely
great. It's gonna be like Roman talking mid matchup against Jay, like I told you. But yeah, I'm gonna go with you know what? Let's go with an upset. I'm gonna go with Skateboard Bros here. Skateboard Bros for the upset on night one. Then you got over in the B block, Kushida and Yuki. Say it for me? Say the last name for me so I can hear
Yoshioka.
Yuki Yoshioka and Kushida versus Yamato and Tiger Mask. Who you got?
I got the God and Yoshioka over Yamato and Tiger Mask on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kushida and Yoshioka here. And then in the main event, we have El Desperado and Kukai teaming up to open up the tournament against the favorites, the reigning champions of the tournament, Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita, the Ichiban Sweet Boys of TMDK. Who you got?
I got the Ichiban Sweet Boys winning this match specifically to start off the tournament in a good fashion.
You need some upsets to mix things up on opening night. I'm going with Despy and Kukai here.
I got upsets later on in the tournament.
We need to generate interest with this weak ass field.
You're not wrong.
So let's get the upsets in on day one. Let's get like one or two in on day one. Let's get some interest. Let's get some people talking about this shit. Or otherwise, we ain't gonna be talking about this shit.
That's true.
But yes, that is our predictions for day one of the Super Junior Tag League and our predictions for the winner of this year's Super Junior Tag League. Kind of gave it away with the headline and the thumbnail, but it is the Ichiban Sweet Boys we do believe that are going to repeat in this year's tournament, but that is our opinion. What is your opinion? Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know what you think about the tournament. Who is your favorite? Who is your dark horse to win the tournament? What do you think is going to be the best match from the tournament? Let us know in the comments down below. We got a couple of comments here from T5 the Great, who's happy to see Yamato in the tournament this year. He also says he's been shooting in the Yamato gym since Dragon Gate USA. He also says he's happy to see Kushida. And he's saying the idea that I literally pitched to both Kushida and Speedball Mike Bailey when I interviewed them for Sports Illustrated, where I was like, you know, why don't you go to AEW, get in the trios division, you know? The intergalactic jet speed? Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's how you get interest in the trios division. Them having bangers every week.
I'm not against it, man. I'm not against it, but you know, there's I guess, you know, there's going to be certain talent that TK wants to sign or who he doesn't want to sign. I feel like he's been very cautious with the purse strings this year, if I'm not being mistaken. So I don't think there's been any signings since past May. I
think the fact that he's been so conservative with that has led to proper introductions and integration for the signings that he has had this year.
Good point. I still want to see El Clone, aka Arez, in the ring, but you know, but we'll see when that happens at the end of the day. But yeah, I think that would be a cool idea if Kushida would head over to AEW, make that trios team, Intergalactic Jet Speed. That sounds like a cool ass name. He'll probably join the conglomeration. which would be cool.
Oh, why not? Why not? Why not? That would make sense.
So
Kushida getting everybody Back to the Future gear for
that would be cool.
conglomeration skits. That's great. Give me that.
Great.
But yes, we're gonna talk more about AEW tomorrow here on the channel. Join us live 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time for AE Ramble as we review AEW Dynamite for tonight. You also got here, you can check out on the channel right now, our AEW Wrestle Dream 2025 review with myself, the True Draw Josh, and Professor Chris, breaking down all the action that went down on Saturday from St. Louis, Missouri, including that Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, I Quit main event, and Sting's return. You can join us live tomorrow, like we said, to talk about a Dynamite tonight for AE Ramble with Jimmy Macaram, or you can join us on Friday if you want more talk about WWE action. We got our WWE NXT Halloween Havoc 2025 preview. It'll be myself and Fightful's own Kate, the NXT expert who does sour grabs with Alice Pulowski. She's going to be joining us to give us we're going to give our predictions on the card for this coming Saturday from the desert in Arizona. But I want to thank J-News, of course, for joining me for all the New Japan content that people enjoy here. Of course, appreciate you as always. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they might see you again.
You can follow me on social media over on the Twitter machine at JohnLYFNMG, over on Instagram _JONJY. I do a podcast every Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the lovely Dolores called the Hit the Ropes Podcast. You can check us out on our individual YouTube channels. We go live every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we review the week that was in professional wrestling, both on TV and in the indies. So check us out there. And I should be back to do the review of the Super Junior tournament here with SP3 once the tournament is over, and things of that nature. And probably somewhere, because the tournament ends in about a week. So then we have the homecoming show on November 2nd. So probably within the next 2 weeks, I'll be back to do the review for the Super Junior Tag League tournament and the homecoming show when the card fills out and things of that nature. So look out for that.
All right. Yes. Be on the lookout. J-News always joining us for some good stuff here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. We didn't mention, what did you think about the Shinsuke Nakamura being discussed to be Tanahashi's final opponent news?
The rumor mill has its things at the end of the day. I'll be completely honest. Do I want that to happen? Sure. I would love that to happen. Will it happen? That's another question altogether. According to, Fightful Select, it seems like Shinsuke re-signed a new deal last year. Those deals usually are a minimum of 3 years anyway. So he does have in his contract that he should be allowed to do things in Japan, but I think that's just more or less Noah stuff and not necessarily stuff with New Japan. A one-off thing wouldn't be a bad thing, but and mind you, a lot of people on the internet keep saying, well, TK Tony Khan would be pissed off if they would let Shinsuke Nakamura have a match against Tanahashi over in New Japan. I don't think TK would give two shits. As a matter of fact, I think he'd be okay with it, if I'm being quite honest.
It's because it's Tanahashi. I think he would be willing to make the exception, but I don't think New Japan will even want to test it. Or
it seems that way, especially from the reporting. Like they're not even gonna they want it to happen, but they're not even planning on asking necessarily. Yeah. So it's like, how would you know if it's a no if you don't ask? You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you live in a certain neighborhood, when you ask the mob boss for a favor, you're gonna have to give up one of your kids. That's basically WWE. They're the mob boss. They know even axing, you're going to be giving something up. And even axing, that's going to hurt the AEW relationship, because whatever WWE has been doing lately is regarding business moves has been to hurt AEW.
Yeah, fair point. My only thing is that you're asking for a one-off match. What can you specifically ask for in return that's going to be of that much credence to hurt AEW, really? You know what I'm saying? It's got to be fair trade here. You're asking for Nakamura to appear at a Wrestle Kingdom show, a person you barely use on TV on top of everything else. You just had your Japan tour, which has been his first exposure on WWE anything in the last 6 to 8 months, because he just came back to TV last week. So it's like, what can you really ask for? You don't necessarily have leverage here. This is more or less of a
New Japan doesn't have any leverage either. So if they want Nakamura, they're gonna have to give something up. So that's why I'm saying with New Japan, I could understand they know that they're going to be giving something up, and that is not what they want to do. To get this matchup that they want. I don't think they want the matchup that badly, and there are other options that they can go to without doing that, without giving anything up.
The question would then be, what would WWE's ask be, right? So it's like that's really the ultimate question, and it's like, is New Japan from a stateside standpoint, how hot are they? Who's the commodity they would want to ask for from New Japan to make an appearance over on WWE TV? Even though we saw a lot of photos of Big Suge schmoozing it up with WWE superstars last weekend and stuff like that. Who would be that person? And things of that nature. So, it just really depends on what it is that they want to do and all that jazz. Like I said, idealistically, I would love to see Nakamura be Tanahashi's last opponent. I know some people have been grumbling about maybe a Shibata thing. I just don't see that happening either, just because New Japan's so strict about not having Shibata compete in their ring and stuff like that. So there's that of it, but I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do for Tana's last match at Wrestle Kingdom. Like I said, I want Nakamura to be his last opponent, but we shall see. Because if the ask is $2,000 from WWE, I wouldn't even bother.
It will be. But yes, that is all from us here this time. Talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll be back to review the Super Junior Tag League at the end of the tournament. Well, when we review Homecoming, we'll talk more about Super Junior Tag League when we preview Homecoming coming up at the end of the month. So join us back here for that. But for J-News, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our NJPW Super Junior Tag League 2025 preview. We are signing off until next time.